Okay, so here we go. I wish I could like get the first person version of it, but I don't have access to that because I unfortunately got this PB off stream. It's a room portal overworld, no other structures, and we can see what's in the chest. And there's a flint and steel, 2 obby, a pickaxe, and a shovel. I don't believe there was enough iron nuggets to get an iron pickaxe, which means that I would need to get iron from a bastion chest, but there is enough obsidian to complete the room portal and then go to the nether. So just gotta grab some wood and make 2 sets of sticks and a crafting table, which, yes, that's what I just did. And then I need to craft what I can, and then make a stone axe using the stone that I mined in this little hole, so that I can grab more wood. Because I'm gonna need some blocks. And I also need the wood to craft beds later in the run. Still grabbing wood. Yeah, that's like, it's a very mundane. But this does end up being a fairly fast overworld because I believe it was a sub 2-minute enter, maybe sub 3-minute enter. And then I use my flint and steel to grab the sheep, and this is good because the mutton is a good source of food and also wool, which is very important because we have to make beds in order to kill the dragon. Just grabbing more of those. Have to make sure that one doesn't end up in the water, because if it's not on fire, I don't get the cooked mutton, and raw mutton is not very good for food. It only gives you 1 of your hunger bars. And crafting a little bit more. Just dropping something I don't need, and I believe that we are about to enter the nether. Yes, roughly 2-minute enter, which is pretty fast. At least for people that are at my level. And it looks like I'm doing a strategy, obviously you can't see it, but I'm doing a strategy known as E-ring, where I check for the entity spike in the F3 menu to determine where the bastion is, but luckily the bastion was right next to where the nether portal is. I'll turn off hitboxes to make it less unpleasant to look at. And this is a housing, I believe, which, yes, I did remember that correctly. And my fastest average completion time is on housing bastions, so this is very good for me. And I usually play housing bastions pretty well. And I believe that, like, yes, I did not get the iron that I wanted, and so I have to break this chest, and then that aggroes all of these piglins, and then I need to go down here, and one of the blocks that I mined is for piglin pathing, and then I mine these 2 blocks so that guys can drop down from that rampart, and then I block behind me over here so that I don't get chased down and mugged. And then because I don't have an iron pickaxe, I can't mine the gold blocks that are in here, so I have to just go right down, and then I need to check the manhunt chest to see if I can get iron, which I don't, which is unfortunate. So that means that I'm gonna end up having to check the other rampart, possibly. I don't remember what I did in this run specifically, but ooh, maybe actually, wait, did I get the iron in this chest? Yeah, my memory's shutting out right now. Actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't, because I'm going back up to the, to go to the other rampart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going like, where the hell is my iron, bro? I need iron to finish this run. And yes, we do get our iron in this chest, and as well as some obsidian, which is very important, because we need about 20 obsidian in order to to build our blind portal in the fortress, and then to build our other portal once we get to Cordons. And then we're going back down so I can actually start mining gold and trading with the pigs. And I can now officially start my housing route. This was not a very fast housing bastion, so because we got a little bit unlucky with the iron in the chests. So the only iron in this bastion was in the buried single rampart. And then I drop down and build above me so that the piglins can't get to me. And then I mine out those little blocks there so I can get the piglins to drop into a hole, and this is where I'll be giving them gold and trading with them. And then I'm also mining out these other gold blocks that are down there, and then I replace a block and where the gold block was to push the gold block towards me faster, so I pick it up faster. It's a nice little micro time save. And then I mine out these 2 blocks because I'm doing another piece of tech called pyraying. So basically, the pyray can help you show the mob spawner for the blaze spawners in the fortress, and which is very cool. Let's see, entities, block entities, yes, because that little blue section of the pie chart is what we're looking at, and my goal is to figure out how far away that mob spawner is and in what direction it is so I can go to the fortress. And as we can see, the fortress is right over here, so it's not very far away. Oh, there actually is a ruined portal over here. I didn't notice that when I first played the seed. Hindsight's 2020. And I'm just currently managing my inventory, throwing away the items I don't need from the trades, and doing some pre-crafting. Yes, I craft an iron sword because that can help save time in the fortress when killing blazes, and maybe crafting a couple beds. Unfortunately, in the MCSR ranks replay system, I can't check my inventory. Unless there's something I don't know. Perhaps. And we're just throwing away some more items before we leave. And yes, I should be, and yes, I'm leaving out this way because I probably can see the fortress, and so I'm just going right over to there. Oh yeah, there was a ghast. Yep, there it is. It's bugging out just a smidge, but yes, I do and there actually is a very specific reason that I'm alternating soul sand and gravel. That's another micro time save, because with soul speed, I believe it's soul speed, you have to have soul speed, but if you like build up with like soul sand and gravel, it can save about 2 ticks, which is like a fraction of a second every couple blocks. And then I do those little head hitters because that helps you like move just a little bit faster. And then we got some nice stray blazes. Gotta love it. Yeah, actually getting, I believe in this seed, I didn't even have to go to the blaze spawner. I got all of the rods that I needed just from strays, because the rates were ridiculously good. Because blazes only, like, drop rods sometimes, but in MCSR ranked, that RNG is standardized for both players. And actually, okay, and now I'm going to be using, like, a calculator software known as Ninja BrainBot to measure this Eye of Ender right here and figure out where the stronghold is. And, like, the Ninja BrainBot can figure out with, like, ridiculous precision and where you land right in the starter room. And then, I believe my Ninbot told me to move over, like, a block or 2 to get 95% certainty on my next measurement, and so I did so. Because, like, usually, you don't always get a good measurement on your first throw. So oftentimes you have to throw more than one. Oh, I'm not me missing the pearl to get back up to my portal. Oh, and there's a village over there. I did not even see it. It probably wasn't worth playing, though, because I had everything I needed. I'm pretty sure I did not see that during my first playthrough of the seed. And so now, I'm going to the coordinates that my Ninja BrainBot said that I should build my nether portal at, because it's faster to travel to the stronghold coordinates in the nether, because 1 block in the nether is roughly equal to 8 overworld blocks. But in some cases, if you don't have fire resistance potions, it's not exactly wise to travel in the nether, and it's safer to just run in the overworld and then dig down. Which I have done that in matches before. And I believe it's won me a match because my opponent burned while they were trying to go to coordinates, but I ran in the overworld. And I believe that I have figured out where my coordinates are. And then we're digging down. Because it's ideal to dig down to about Y40 and build your second nether portal so that you land inside the stronghold, because it's fairly deep underground. Just building our portal. And here we are. And we landed in starter. And so now I'm using similar pirate tech to look for the silverfish spawner. We're scanning around, and like this is like the little macro that you use, and then you use the pie chart, and you use a different version of the pie chart than what you do for the fortress. And it looks like I found that portal room pretty fast, and that's why preemptive navigation is awesome, because you don't have to just run around all over the stronghold aimlessly. You can get an idea of where you need to go. And so I'm crafting explosives and other stuff that I need before I go into the end, organizing my inventory. And like, I feel like the end split is probably the part of the seed that I could have improved on the most, because this seed was very much zeroable with that tower. But unfortunately, I kind of shut it out, and I chickened out of doing the zero cycle, because it's a lot harder, because I would pearl up to this tower and build up while the dragon is circling around and then blow it up with beds, but you have to pull it off pretty well to actually do it. So instead I'm setting up to one cycle the dragon, where I set up like a respawn anchor. Well, if you have respawn anchors, you set them up, and then you shoot all these crystals to get the dragon to perch faster. Oh yeah, and then I totally chutted out on this end because I got an insta-perch, but then I misplaced my bed, so then it's kind of funny, actually. Unfortunately, you can't see the dragon, which kind of stinks. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah. But I'm like, I chutted out so hard in this end split. Cause like I could have gotten a sub 13-minute time. And as the dragon is shooting me with fireballs, I have to build up so that I don't take damage and get knocked down and then die. Cause it's scary when it happens. And then once I do that, I have to pearl down and then wait for the dragon to perch. And usually it's better to go from the opposite side from where you built up and started half-bowing and shooting the crystals. It doesn't fully matter, but it's ideal to do it that way. And usually if the dragon flies to the front and when you enter the end, you go on the right side where you do your setup. And then if it's to the back, you set up on the other side, which is the left side. So, like, I probably would have done, which these obby, weren't even necessary if I only had one respawn anchor. But it's, probably just to force a habit. So I'm going and shooting down the cage crystals as well, because, the dragon is taking a while to perch. But, based on, how much time, or what my final time was for this run, it's not gonna take that much longer, I don't believe. Which is nice. But yeah, I totally shut it out in this end. Yes, I see the perch. There's the perch. I go to this side to place my bed. And usually you have to time, when the dragon's head gets closest to the pillow of the bed. And unfortunately, you can't see the dragon or her health bar, so it looks like I killed the dragon. And then I build up 2 just to make sure I don't get slimed by an enderman, and then you jump into the portal. Yeah, even though, yeah, I think I spent probably a total of about 5 seconds paused, and that's probably why the, like, the time showing up on screen does not match the time, because this was actually a 14-minute 50 time, I believe. But yeah, that's my current personal best.